Mood, Tenniel vs. Rackham. John Tenniel was best remembered for his illustration of Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. Compared to the other artists of his time, Tenniel was considered very stiff and formal, which made him suitable to be an illustrator. Overall, the composition of Tenniel's designs often echo the structure of stories by means of a symmetrical, enclosing sense of balance. He achieves this by where he places Alice in the pictures, usually between two characters. He also uses a bordering technique to achieve the same enclosing sense. Tenniel was of course not the last to illustrate Alice. Arthur Rackham, coming more than 40 years after Tenniel, was to become one of the most celebrated children's book artists in England. His style featured sinuous pen lines that were softened by the use of watercolor. Rackham combined Tenniel's iconography and originality of treatment with color. He was one of the first successful artists to echo Tenniel's composition and yet add a series of grays, browns, and pinks to adhere to his modern and eerie style. Rackham's illustrations use dark colors that create a very dreary and tranquil mood for Carroll's story. Let's look specifically at Tenniel and Rackham's illustration of Advice from a Caterpillar. Rackham's illustration takes the focus off Alice and puts it more on the surroundings. His focus on nature and attention to detail takes away from the story. Tenniel uses a hookah pipe to bring attention to both Alice and the caterpillar. Even the white space in Tenniel's drawing is replaced with the shading or nature in Rackham's. When there is no focal point in the picture, the story loses some of its appeal. The chapter, Advice from a Caterpillar, is a very frustrating chapter for Alice. Carroll writes, "Is that all?" said Alice, swallowing down her anger as well as she could. The dark color in Rackham's illustration completely mutes the emotion that Carroll describes in the text. Carroll also describes Alice turning away, the caterpillar beckoning her back, advising her to keep her temper, and then suggesting that she test her poetic memory. Tenniel does a good job of leaving the interpretation of the story up to the reader. Leaving out the face of the caterpillar and hiding some of Alice lets the reader come to their own conclusion. Throughout Rackham's illustrations, he uses more detail than Tenniel. Overall, the more detailed pictures that Rackham created for Alice's Adventures in Wonderland eliminate the need to imagine throughout Carroll's story.